If you love our country and love your children as much as I know that you do, stand and speak and vote your conscience. Vote for candidates up and down the ticket who you trust to defend our freedom and to be faithful to the Constitution.
Parting words from Senator Ted Cruz to the RNC to Donald Trump and his campaign. It was an infuriating shot across the bow. But to the conservatives who still can't stomach the GOP nominee and will never vote for Hillary Clinton, it was a rallying cry. And as their ranks grew this week, a new candidate declared that he's the best alternative.
Thank you very much. I love you all.
The Never Trump movement picked up steam during the primaries, but despite the steady drumbeat of Trump critics,
Donald Trump is a phony.
This man is a pathological liar.
no alternative to Trump ever emerged in Cleveland as he easily took the GOP nomination.
I will win for you.
But with unforced errors piling up in the weeks since, the trickle of Trump defectors has become a steady stream, most still dissatisfied with the alternatives.
I'm not going to support Hillary, but, you know, in America, we have the right to write somebody in or skip the vote. That's what it's looking like for me today.
I have concluded that there is not going to be a new Donald Trump, that he's incapable of saying he's sorry.
With some Republicans searching for someone, anyone, to throw their support behind, this week a virtual unknown threw his hat in the ring.
Hello, Utah!
40-year-old Evan McMullin on Monday launched his long-shot independent bid for president.
But there is another choice.
Born in Utah, serving a Mormon mission in Brazil, the BYU graduate has never run for office, instead going undercover for the CIA after 9/11, working secret counterterrorism operations in conflict zones around the world. He later earned his MBA at Wharton and worked at Goldman Sachs before heading to Washington in 2013 as a Republican staffer on Capitol Hill.
And Evan McMullin joins us now. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning to you.
Good to be here.
You have a very impressive bio, but you, as we said, are a complete unknown. So why do you think you would make a better president than a former Secretary of State and a billionaire businessman?
Well, let me just say that I'm the only candidate in this race now that has any firsthand experience fighting terrorism. And both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, I think, have proven in different ways that they're unprepared for that challenge. That's one of many reasons, but we can talk about some of the others as we talk, I think.
Do you think you have a prayer of winning?
We do. We absolutely do. Now, I fully acknowledge that it would have been much better had someone else with national name ID gotten into this race 6 months ago. But as I waited, and as millions of Americans waited for that to happen, it became clear at this last stage of the race, the general election, that if somebody didn't make a move soon, that all hope would be lost. And so, consulting with the people who had been involved in this effort for quite some time, I decided that I would do it, that I would go forward.
You said you think Trump would lose whether you are in the race or not.
Certainly.
But with you in the race, doesn't it make it more likely that Hillary Clinton will win?
It's so likely that Donald Trump will lose. It doesn't. My entrance into the race doesn't affect that. I've been in this race for less than a week. I entered at a time when he was down by 10%. You pointed out just recently that polls are showing in key states that he's doing even worse than that. He's not a credible candidate, and
but you heard Jeff Sessions talk about he thinks he could win.
Well, Jeff is on the Trump team. I understand that, but it's clear the numbers, the fact that Donald Trump can't control what he says. He's never had to control what he says. Never in life has he had to do that. It's unrealistic to expect him to do that now. He's the wrong person. He's dividing this country. We need somebody who will bring this country together. I firmly believe that the time has come in this country for a new generation of leadership, and that certainly is not Donald Trump, nor Hillary Clinton.
You're running the campaign out of Utah, a state that's quite extraordinary. It's now leaning Republican instead of solid Republican, which it has been since 1964. But Utahns, particularly Mormons, don't seem to like Donald Trump. They voted overwhelmingly for Ted Cruz in the primaries. What's going on in Utah, and how do you see that state leaning?
Well, I think Utahns, and I won't speak for all Utahns, but my sense is that they have real issues with Donald Trump's lack of decency, with his bigotry, the way he's divided this country. That's not the Utahn way. I think they have issues with his attacks on religious minorities. That's something that's sensitive.
What are your issues with Hillary Clinton?
Look, 82% of Americans, and I just checked this last night, according to Gallup, it's 82%, find that we are on the wrong track as a country. That's a over 10% jump in just 6 weeks or so. People are really, really frustrated. Both of these candidates are the least popular in at least 3 decades of major party candidates. That's what's happening in this country. A change is needed. A change is needed from both of these candidates. On Hillary Clinton's side, she believes she's unaccountable to the American people. She favors these old ideas about government, these centralized top-down solutions from Washington that keep insiders in the know and give them influence, but regular Americans have no voice.
There are also some other alternatives for voters.
Sure.
Gary Johnson, the Libertarian Party, Jill Stein, the Green Party. Why not just leave it at that?
Well, the Green Party is essentially a single-issue party. I don't think that's what this country needs. We need a leader who understands the full scope: security, economy, civil rights, all of these things. That's what we need. As far as Gary Johnson is concerned, he is not a credible person on foreign policy. We need somebody like that. He doesn't understand religious liberty. I have some other concerns about his suitability and reliability for the presidency. I just don't think he's a credible option.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
See you soon. Thanks.